Welcome, young detectives, to today's explainer. I am so excited you're here because we've got a top secret mission to crack today. We're diving into a real survival manual for staying focused. If you've ever felt completely distracted or just kind of confused about what really matters, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to uncover the truth about how to keep our eyes on the prize and, maybe more importantly, how to spot anyone trying to throw us off the trail. So put on your detective hats, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's get right into this investigation. So let me ask you, have you ever been tricked by a disguise? Think about, those movies where the bad guy throws on a silly mustache and glasses, and suddenly, literally, nobody recognizes him? It's funny on screen, right? But our source material actually warns us about a real-life master of disguise. We usually call him the adversary, or the enemy. Now, a lot of people picture the adversary as this roaring, scary monster. But the truth? He is way sneakier than that. He doesn't show up looking terrifying. He shows up wearing a really clever disguise just to trick you. Recognizing those tricks is exactly what our detective work is all about today. Okay, let's dive into Section 1, your most important mission, knowing exactly what we're looking for. Listen, any good detective needs to know exactly what their primary mission is, right? Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're just kind of wandering around looking at everything and nothing all at once. Our true mission, it's staying focused on Jesus and preparing our soul. That is the main goal. But the adversary absolutely loves to throw distractions in our way. The text tells us he seeks to divert our minds by bringing in side issues. It's kind of like, imagine you're playing an epic video game, and your main quest is to save the world, but suddenly some random character asks you to go pick up 50 apples. No way. The enemy wants you so distracted by false stories, silly arguments, and these little side quests that you completely forget to keep your eyes on Jesus. We just cannot afford to let our minds get distracted by those side issues. Moving right along to Section 2, watch out for tricks, spotting the deception. Now that we know our main mission, we've got to talk about the obstacles. Our source reminds us we aren't just dealing with regular people or schoolyard bullies here. We're dealing with what it calls tricky principalities and powers. It's a big phrase, but it basically just means powerful, invisible forces that are super good at deceiving people. This trickster operates in incredibly sneaky ways. He doesn't use scary horns or claws. Instead, he perfectly hides his true self from view. He might even try to look like an angel of light. But you know what his sneakiest trick of all is? Twisting God's mercy to make it look like harshness and meanness. He literally wants to trick you into thinking God is just some grumpy rulemaker out to ruin your fun, when in reality, God is incredibly loving and merciful. The trickster takes everything good, flips it totally upside down, and calls darkness light. Our job as detectives is to see right through that disguise. Which brings us to Section 3, Traitors in the Camp. Beware of double agents. This actually builds into an even deeper mystery. See, the adversary doesn't just work from the outside. Sometimes he tries to sneak right into our safe spaces, using what our source calls traitors in the camp. Have you ever watched a spy movie where someone acts like the hero's absolute best friend, but plot twist, they're secretly working for the villain? That's a double agent. And it's exactly what a traitor in the camp is too. These are people who profess to serve under the banner of Christ, meaning they pretend to be on your team, but secretly, they're doing things that create unbelief, discord, and strife. They are incredibly dangerous because you might not even suspect them at first. Our source gives us a huge warning here. It says, they gain our confidence while busy suggesting doubts and creating suspicion. What this means is these double agents might seem super friendly at first. They'll sit right next to you, act incredibly nice, and totally gain your trust. But the second you trust them, they start whispering these little lies. They might say stuff like, hey, did God really say that? Or is God really that loving? Their whole mission is just to plant tiny seeds of doubt in your mind and create arguments among friends. As smart detectives, we've got to spot when someone is trying to mess with the truth we know. All right, Section 4, Finding the Real Truth, Defeating Delusions. So, we've talked a lot about the tricks, the disguises, and the double agents. But don't worry, because the source material actually gives us the ultimate solution to make sure we don't fall for these delusions in the final days. Here's the key. Just knowing the theory of the truth, like just having the facts floating around in your head, is not enough. You can know all the rules of the game, but if you're just memorizing facts without actually caring about them, the enemy can absolutely still trick you. The text tells us the truth must be built deep in your soul and lived every single day. The actual phrase used is that these principles must be in rock in the soul and exemplified in the life. Basically, the truth has to become a part of who you are. You don't just know God loves you, you show it by loving others every day. That is your ultimate secret weapon against any disguise. And finally, Section 5, Living in God's Sight, your action plan. This brings us to the final and really the most empowering phase of our investigation. We know the mission. We know the enemy's tricks. We know we need the truth deep in our hearts. So what are the actual steps we take today? Well, the source gives us 3 crystal clear action steps to stay safe, focused, and strong. Number 1, pray hard like never before. Think of prayer as your direct walkie-talkie line to headquarters. It keeps you connected to Jesus. Number 2, seek earnestly for faith and love. The world can feel like it's totally running out of faith and love sometimes, so we have to actively look for it and ask God to fill us up. And number 3, this is my absolute favorite, live like God is watching. When you remember that a loving, merciful God is always with you, always seeing you, wow, it changes everything about how you act and how you treat people. We're going to wrap up this explainer with a really powerful, beautiful quote straight from the source. Live each day as in the sight of God. Young detectives, I promise you, if you do this, no disguise, no side quest distraction, and absolutely no traitor in the camp will ever be able to trick you. You'll stay totally focused on Jesus and his incredible love for you. So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. When you step out the door today, what is one specific thing you can do to show you are living your life right in the sight of a God who loves you? Keep your eyes open, stay focused on that mission, and I'll catch you next time.